Hello, my name is Jessica and welcome to today's video. We are talking about spring cleaning. So there are several items that I like to do every spring to freshen up my house, and I'm sharing those with you today along with some tips and tricks to make spring cleaning a little easier. I've also created a free printable for you to grab. I'll leave the link in the description that has all of the tasks that I do every spring, along with an empty space for you to add your own checklist items. So let's get started. First up is my cabinet tops. I use my Shark cordless vacuum with the crevice tool to get rid of any big pieces of dust. And then I go in with my Lemon duster to get the fine dust. And I finish by wiping them with a paper towel and some all-purpose cleaner. This helps remove any grease and dirt that has built up over the year. One tip I have for cleaning your kitchen is to work from the top down, so you knock the dust toward the floor so you don't have to re-clean surfaces. Moving down from the cabinet tops, I clean inside the upper cabinets. I take the dishes out, wipe the shelves down with a damp microfiber cloth, and then put everything back. Then I clean the drawers. It's the same process as the cabinets, except I use my cordless vacuum to get the crumbs out. I just started using my vacuum this year after seeing another YouTuber cleaning this way, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before. I put everything back in the drawer all organized and neat, and we are good to go. Normally I use a cleaning solution on my oven, but this year I thought I would use the built-in cleaning cycle. I just read the instruction manual and set a cleaning cycle for 2 hours, and when it was done I wiped it clean, and it was so easy. If you have a gas stove like I do, you can set a candle on your stovetop while the cleaning cycle runs, because it will melt the wax and leave your house smelling fresh without using an open flame. After I clean the oven, I take out the bottom drawer and sweep underneath. Look at all of the crumbs that have collected there over the year. Next up is the fridge and freezer. You can see all of the spills and crumbs that have collected in the drawers and on the shelves. Following the top-down rule, I start on the top shelf and take everything out. Don't skimp on this step. You want to get everything out of the fridge so you can clean all the way to the back. And don't forget to wipe the sides. Here's a little tip. If you pop the glass shelf that sits over the drawers, you can clean in the crevices where the crumbs fall. And make sure you pull out that bottom drawer where the crumbs get trapped, because it's really dirty under there. The freezer is the same process as the fridge. Pull everything out, wipe down the sides, make sure all of the spills are cleaned, and put everything back. I don't know if you've ever taken this piece off that's underneath your fridge, but it gets very dusty, so you'll want to clean that. And sometimes you can access the fridge coils from this space, so you can vacuum those off too. I also decided to pull my fridge all the way out and use the crevice attachment on the baseboards back here and the regular vacuum to get the rest of the crumbs. The last item in the kitchen is the dishwasher. You can see all of the buildup and tomato sauce stains on the pieces. To clean those, I used a mixture of baking soda and lemon juice. To clean the actual dishwasher, I used this Glisten machine cleaner. I've used Lemmy Shine in the past, or you can put 1 cup of vinegar in the bottom if you don't want to get the special cleaners. I picked a high temperature wash to get it clean, and that was it. For the laundry room, the first thing I do is sanitize the washing machine. I use the affresh tablets, and they're really easy to use. I got a pack of 5 from Walmart for pretty cheap. My washing machine has a setting to run an affresh cycle, but if you don't have that, you'll just want to use the setting with the hottest water possible. When it's done, I wipe down the inside with a dry rag, and if you have a front-loading washer like me, make sure you get in between the rubber seal to keep your washer from smelling. And then wipe out the tub to get any remaining residue. Next is the dryer. I just use a damp microfiber cloth to wipe it down, mixed with a little vinegar, and then a dry cloth to finish. Then I vacuum out the lint catcher. I use the CREVICE vacuum tool to clean down to the bottom of the compartment. Then in the back, I take the hose off the dryer vent and vacuum really well in the tubing and the hose. Make sure when you reattach the hose, it's nice and secure. The first thing I do in the bathrooms is clean out the drains. The drain stopper gets lots of buildup on it, so I take that out by removing the clip under the sink and unscrewing the lift rod. Then I rinse it off in the bathtub. To clean the drain, I just use a wet paper towel. Make sure you don't turn the water on once you've unscrewed the lift rod unless you have a bucket underneath, or the water will go all over the cabinet. And then I do the same thing in the bathtub. I use a screwdriver to remove the drain stopper and then turn on the faucet to rinse it out. I will also use some needle nose pliers to get any hair that's caught in the drain. So gross. To clean out the drawers, I use the same process as I do in the kitchen. I use the vacuum to get the hair. It's so much easier this way because you can get in the corners. Then I use my microfiber cloth to wipe it down and put everything back nice and neat. Then it's everyone's favorite chore, baseboards. This year I did it a little differently. I decided to break it up into sections instead of doing the whole house at once. So I started on my main floor with my duster, and yes, this chore is very monotonous, but in my opinion, it's essential to having a truly clean house. After the duster, I go along the baseboard tops with my microfiber cloth and magic eraser to get rid of any scuffs I see. To clean the windows and tracks, I use my window cleaning cloth with a little water. And to clean the tracks, I use a spray bottle and paper towel to get all of the mud out. To wash my curtains, I take some stain remover and spray any stains I see before putting them in the washing machine. We have 3 kids, so these white curtains get messy. And yes, the curtains are machine washable. Then I dust the curtain rods and use a baby wipe to clean the black buildup off. Next, I clean the vent covers. I start by taking off the intake vent grill and wiping the wall with my microfiber cloth, and then I use that same cloth to clean in between the grates. To clean the rest of the vent covers on the ceiling, I use my duster. Then I clean my carpets. You can choose to have this professionally done, or I just bought my own carpet cleaner because it's about the price of one professional cleaning, and having it means I can clean my carpets whenever I want. And look at all of that gross water. I had to fill up the bucket 6 times to clean my whole house. To clean my light fixtures, I use my duster and then I use a wipe to get off any buildup. And then I dust my can lights and ceiling lights throughout the house. My porch gets very dirty, so I use the hose to spray everything down, including the door and side of the house, to get all of the dirt off that's built up over the winter. To wash my windows, I use a bucket of warm water with a little bit of dish soap and the squeegee that I got from the dollar store. Then I sweep my porch. I use a push broom to get most of the dirt and a small dollar store broom to get in the crevices. Be sure that you start in the back section and do the crevices first, or you'll kick dirt back up that has to be swept again. And this is the same process for the garage. I start in the back and move forward and use the small broom to get in the crevices. This year I decided to clean the railing in the garage because it was super dirty from dust blowing in, so I wiped it down with some wet paper towels. I added lots of miscellaneous items to my list this year. My couch covers are machine washable, so I took all of those off to wash them. And as I was taking them off, I noticed how dirty it was underneath, so I used my cordless vacuum to vacuum under the cushions. And I found lots of crumbs and toys and sucker sticks. Then I will clean my vacuum. I normally do this more than just once a year, but especially during spring cleaning, I like to give it a good wipe down. I pull the hair out from the brush roll and then I wash all of the pieces. You can use some laundry detergent if you want to get them super clean. Just make sure you rinse everything out really well and let it dry before putting it back on the vacuum. As I'm cleaning the rest of the house, I'll notice where any marks and scuffs are, and I'll use my magic eraser to get all of those off. I'll also use spring cleaning time to fill any dents or holes we've gotten with some spackle. Finally, I touch up the paint on the baseboards, on the walls, the baseboards, the door frames, the baseboards. Did I say baseboards? I am so glad that my spring cleaning is done for another year. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, just remember it takes me 2 weeks to get through my spring cleaning. So just focus on 2 to 3 tasks each day and you'll get through the list in no time. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And don't forget that I've linked the spring cleaning printable in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
They're doing yoga. They're doing double, triple.